Good morning, everybody. It is Tuesday, November 3rd, and it is, what time is it? It is 8:20 in the morning. I am here to show you guys what I have made for progress in the month of October and talk to you about what my plans are for November. My name is Daphne, and this is my channel, and I mostly will talk about cross stitch. Eventually, maybe I will throw in some knitting, crocheting, and other crafts. I tend to do a lot of other things as well, not just cross stitch. So I hope everybody has had a great October, had a great and safe Halloween, and let's get to it. So the first one that I did is the only Halloween piece that I have, and it is this one here. It's the Halloween sampler. Last time, I believe I just had Oween and the witch. So I made quite a bit of progress on this one. I'm using all the called for stuff in the kit. It was a complete kit that I received. So here we go. There's what I have so far. I have to do the outlining. So I got the H, part of the A for happy. We've got part of this pumpkin here. There's going to be a cat sitting on top of this pumpkin. And then I've got, excuse me, Halloween. Here's the witch and the ghost. And then the stack of 3 pumpkins that I need to do the black outline for. So yeah, maybe pretty good progress on this one in October. We'll see if I pull it out in November and December. Who knows? I can do what I want to do, right? The next one is Pandemic. I worked on a little bit. This one is on Barley corn, 30 count linen. I'm doing this 1/1 because I didn't get enough fabric to do it 2/2. So yes, it does lose some of the detailing, but that's okay. It's mine and I like it just the same. So this month I worked a little bit more over here on page 3. And part of this is into page 4. So you can tell it's going to be kind of small. And I like it just the way it is. And this is Mrs. Sada's Silk and Hydrangea. And the little needle minder is from Mrs. Sada as well. And then another one that I pulled out, I needed to work on something for Enchanting Stitches on Facebook. I needed to have something that had red in it. And most of my projects didn't have enough stitches in red to do. So I ended up having to start a new one, which is fine. And it's a cute little Elmo. He's a surprise Elmo. He's really cute. And the kit actually came with everything that you need to do it. The fabric, the floss, obviously, and it came with the little frame here. I have to sew my edges so they don't ravel on me. But here's what we got. And I believe this was, 200 stitches for this particular prompt. And it was enjoyable. But yeah, I believe it was 200 stitches. So I'll get back to this one. I think I have plans for it in November, which we'll go over. Another one that I made some more progress on, because I was getting towards the end of the month and I had already done all the prompts that I could. So I was like, okay, now I can work on what I want, and I hadn't worked on this one until the end of the month, and I was like, well, I want to work on it because it's a special piece for me and that's what I wanted to do. So I pulled out my Mirabilia, my Scent of Old Roses, working in the middle section here, and I'm working down, and then I'll go up and do the arms and the face, and then we'll get to the beading and all that fun stuff with this one, which will be great. And like I said, this one I made some good progress. This is 32 count Earthen by Picture This Plus. And get it. Here's where it's at right now. Let me hold this again, a little easier to hold. There we go. So some of the purple stitches here is for a task in November. This strip down the middle here is going to be Kreinik, and there's going to be some beads and other stuff in here as well. So this was November stitching, but I got all this here, this little bit of yellow, and some of this in here, and this is a big section, and all these empty spaces are going to be either beads or Kreinik. So what I've been doing on this one is stitch a couple strands of the brown, and then go to something else to break it up, because it is a bigger section, and it is taking a little bit longer because I gotta look at the chart and be like, okay, I gotta go 1, 2, 3, and then a half, or 1, 2, 3, and then 2 halves in one space. So it is taking me a little bit longer to do this section here, so I've been breaking it up, and that's what's working for me, because I know for me, and I don't know if any others are this way, if I have a big block of color and I do that all at once, I kind of get bored and will probably end up putting it away and not touching it for a while. So this way, doing 2 strands and then going and doing something else, and then going back the next time I take it out and do 2 strands and then going to something else is gonna help out a lot in the bigger sections of color. And then in my Stitch With Me that I did, I used this piece here from Bendy Stitchy, her acceptance piece. This was her, I want to say February 2019 Alzheimer's charity chart. And, you know, it's nice, got little flowers in here, and it says, acceptance doesn't mean resignation, it means understanding that something is what it is, and there's got to be a way through it. And this is on 28 count Monaco hand dyed by Magic Hour cross stitch up in Canada. It is still in the hoop, still with the thread attached, but that's okay. And I'm doing this 1 over 1, so it is going to be nice and tiny. So there it is. I'll get back to this, and all I have is just the words to do. So maybe it'll be a finish in November. Would be nice, huh? Been working on this for almost a year, but hey, slow and steady wins the race. And then the next one that I worked on was Cinderella's Castle, and this once again is a whole kit. So I'm doing it with the called for everything that's been in the kit. The fabric, the floss, the whole 9 yards will all be used in this one. Pretty much, I'm still just working on this tree over here in the corner. So we're getting there, slowly but surely. So here's where it's at. Getting there. So we got some of the darker green up here, and then the mixtures of greens, darker green, lighter green, lighter green, and lighter green. So it's coming along. I think once I finish this tree part here, I'll start working either on this ground, and then work my way over to the next tree, or I might take a break from the tree and work up and get some of the castle done. Yeah, and then we got Tinkerbell up here, which will be a fun little stitch, and all the fireworks. Gonna be fun. And then another one that I pulled out, because we needed to stitch every letter of the Sandersons. We needed to find something that either the first name of the chart, the first letter of the chart, or the first letter of the designer. So this Elsa Williams Winter Chores, I pulled out for the letter E in Williams. This one was one that was in the box from my friend, that eventually I'll do a video or a couple videos to show what was in that box. But she had started part of this part of the sleigh here, just this part of the sleigh. So what I did, and you'll see it in a minute, is I started up in I believe it was this corner. I started in the left-hand corner. Because I wasn't sure if this was in the correct spot, so I was like, you know what, all this is stitched anyway, so I'll just stitch my way down, and I'll stitch my way over, and make sure that this is in the right space, because I would hate to start here with this part that she had already done, work my way and find out, oh, it's not in the right spot one way, and then not have enough fabric, because this is a kit, so it's not like there is a whole lot of extra fabric. So this one was, I believe this one was, I did a lot of stitches, and this one doesn't look like it, but like I said, this is the section that she had started, and like I said, I wasn't sure if she had this in the exact right spot, so I'll work my way over to here, but this is what I had started, what I had done. This up here, the top is one color, and then it's a blended color. Nope, sorry, the top is blended, and then it's one color up here. So it's like a darker blue and a gray, and then just the lighter blue is the, like a winter night sky. So we got that done, and then I moved on and did other things. And then I needed, for the letter D, I didn't have, so what I did is I pulled out another one that was in the box that I had wanted to start, because I think I talked about last time I like Winnie the Pooh. So this one here is Winnie the Pooh, and it's downhill skiing, and once again, this is all kit that I'm doing, so it's 14 count Ada with the called for kit flosses and everything, and I started in the center. And this one was 200 stitches, I believe, or 100 stitches, I can't remember. I think it was 100 stitches. So this is a little bit of Pooh's belly. I hope to get back to this one in December, not January, and not December, in November. I would like to get it done before the winter season is ended. But yeah, there's little Pooh's little belly. So we're getting there, slowly but surely. There's another one that I gotta do the edges on, and this is, like I said, 14 count Ada from the kit. And then the last one that I worked on, I used this one for another one. I used this one for one of the letter S's in Sanderson as well. And I think I used it for a couple other prompts as well, so quite a bit of stitching got put into this one. This is the Sporting Pups. This is, again, one of the ones that came from my friend's box that she sent me, and it's a full kit, and it's stamped cross stitch. So I have a plan for this one, and I'm not going to say, so it'll be a surprise. But yeah, I like the three little doggies. So I've been working mostly on this little dog here. I got a little bit here done, and then I decided the other day that I wanted to work on the duck, but then I wasn't feeling it, so I just put it away. Because why work on something that you're not feeling? It's not going to make you happy or enjoy it, so why continue stitching on it if it's not making you happy? So I put it away. So here's the whole piece, what it is. And then I'll fold it and show you a little bit better. So they said I worked a little bit on the duck's face here, the duck's head, with 2 shades of green, and then this was already done a while before. And then I started working on the dog here. So this is his tail. I got a little bit more in his tail to do. It's more in the grass. And then this piece, this section here, is the fishing pole that I'll do eventually. So my plan is, once I get everything around this dog, or this dog at least, this part of the dog here finished, then I'll go through and backstitch around the dog. Backstitch as I go, so that it's not a whole entire piece that I have to backstitch at the very end. So we're getting there, slowly but surely. It'll get there, just like everything else, you can only do so much at a time. And then been saving this piece. and I'm sure most of you have been waiting and wondering, where is it? Haven't seen it. It's here. I have my Game of Thrones piece. I have not worked on it since the 28th or 29th of October because I finished a row of pages. So I figured, hey, you know, it's a perfect time. I have to move the Q snap anyway to the beginning for the next row, which would be row 4 of pages. And I figured, you know what, I'll just wait until I do this video so then everybody can see what the piece looks like so far in its entirety. The first 3 rows of pages are complete, and you guys can see that. It's 28 count white Evenweave that I got from my local craft store. 1/1. So it's tiny, but it's big in the same right side frame of mind. I'm not sure if I showed what the whole thing will look like last time, but I can pull that up really quickly so that you guys will see exactly what it is. It's, like I said, it's Game of Thrones, and it's all the characters in one piece. I gave my boyfriend the option of picking out two different pieces of Game of Thrones, and he picked this one, of course. But that's okay. You know, I'm making it for him because I wanted to make him something, and this is what he chose. So, here's all the characters. So, there you go. There's all the characters in this piece. Like I said, I have the first 3 rows done of, I don't remember how many rows of pages. Give me 1 second and I can get that out for you. It's quite a few rows of pages. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 full rows of pages. The 9th row is very little. So, like I said, that's the 9th row of pages going down. So, I'm only right here. I'm not even halfway done. So, this will be the 4th row. So, here we go. And this needs a wash, but we'll wash at the very end. So, here's the top. And then the 2nd row. And then there's the 3rd row of pages. Look at that. All of that. Goodness. So there is Game of Thrones in its glory. All 3 row of pages are complete. It's been a fun stitch. All these little faces coming into it, all the characters' faces has been interesting. The first row of pages, as you can tell, was all just sky, dark sky, brown sky, black sky, a little bit of light browns, and so it was fun when I got down into like the dragon. I remember when I started the dragon, I was like, oh, I got a dragon head. You know, and then as the characters come along, I'm like, hey, I got this guy done. I have no idea who these people are, but it's been fun to see them come in. Yeah, so we will be starting over here probably today after I get this done, because I actually have been missing working on this. I've been working on this since June of 2019. So it needs some more love. Like I said, I haven't worked on it since the 28th, so that I could show you guys the entire piece, since I hadn't shown it before. So that was, you know, quite exciting to finish a row of pages. I stitched on the diagonal in 10 wide blocks. So I don't really necessarily count like, oh, I got 1 page done or this amount of pages done. I go by row of pages. So when I do my diagonals, I will go from the top of page 4 down to the bottom of page 4 in that diagonal going this way. And then I'll just work all the way across to the end of row 4 of pages, and then I'll go down to the next row of pages. So then row 5, row 6, row 7, row 8, and row 9. Maybe when I get to row 8, of pages. I might do 8 and 9 together, since 9 is just a little bit of pages. So just instead of moving the Q snap, just keep going all at once. So that's all I've been working on this month, for October. So I guess we'll go into a little bit of haul, because I have just a little bit that I had been waiting for. I got my purple the purple Kreinik for my memorabilia that I'd been waiting for, and then I got my bag of bobbins from Amazon, 120 bobbins, so I got those. And then I was looking for another quick, I don't have a lot of winter things that I just don't. For some reason, I don't. So I went on to Heaven and Earth the day before they had that sale, which, is what it is. You never can tell. But only $11. So we got this one here. This is Quick Stitch, a Stitch in Time Holiday. So this is just a little section of the chart from Amy Stewart, A Stitch in Time. This is the bottom left little vignette in that scene, and I liked it. So I was like, hey, you know what, I'm going to do it. The fabric I'm going to do is 28 count white, and I've gotten all the floss pretty much for this bottom corner here, because I'm going to start in the bottom left. No, bottom right. Sorry. Get my directions right. Bottom right corner, and do my diagonals going across. Even though it's a quick stitch, it's still pretty big. It's 350 by 339, and it's 86 colors. And a friend of mine, Alma from Alma's Little Wonders, is stitching the whole version of A Stitch in Time. And she had just started that one in October, I believe. So this will be one of my November starts, hopefully this weekend, when we go visit a friend for the weekend. I can start this so I can, show her how to start a big piece like this, since she's still working on little pieces, and, just give her some more knowledge. So, like I said, I'm going to work on Game of Thrones. That's pretty much one of my main focuses each month, is working on that one, because I would like to get it finished at some point so we can get it properly. It can get as, properly framed. We can hang it up in the house somewhere. I would like to work some more on a secret project stitch for my best friend. I did also finish the model stitch that I was working on for Stitching Jewels. I just need to get that into the wash and press it, and get some pictures of it, and then send it off to her. And once I know that she has it in her hands, then I'll show probably in December's video, I'll show what the model stitch was. I enjoyed it. It was fun, something different out of my realm of what I normally stitch. I stitch all colorful things, as you can see. This was a grayscale piece, so it was all different shades of grays and whites and blacks. Let me pull up the November Enchanting Stitches challenges. So the movie this month is Ratatouille, which is a movie that I enjoy watching. I watch it several times. So one of the ones we have to do is 250 stitches in purple, red, yellow, and green. So for purple, yellow, and green, I'm going to be putting those stitches in on, where are you? On my memorabilia, and those purple stitches that you saw, these purple here, this was for that. So I got part of that prompt done already. I'll do the yellow and the green. I just don't have enough for the red. So the red is going to be, Elmo. Elmo was going to be the red for that prompt. And then we have to share what a dream was that we had when we were a kid. Excuse me. And the another one is 500 stitches into a coffin or a skeleton. I don't have either one of those, and that's okay. I don't have to do that. I will do, what I like about the Enchanting Stitches challenge group is you can do what you want. You don't have to do, I can do all the prompts that I can. I don't have to worry about doing every single one. If I don't have something that fits it, I'm not going to buy something to fit it. I'm going to work with what I have here. If I don't have anything, that's okay. That's fine. I don't need to start all the things just because I don't have something to fit a prompt. I'm going to work on what I have, and that's fine. And then we have to do 300 stitches on something with a wheel. Once again, I don't have anything with a wheel. I'm not going to start anything that has a wheel, so that's okay. Another one is 500 stitches on an animal, and that one's going to be a secret. I can't say what it is, and I'm not going to show you guys what it is, because once again, that's the secret one from my best friend. So that one will get 500 stitches this month, which is great, because it didn't get very much work in October. So it'll get 500 stitches, at least 500 stitches this month. So that's good. And then there is 119 Michelin star restaurants in Paris. So we have to put 119 stitches into a piece with a star. And that one is going to be Cinderella's castle, because of all the stars that we have in there. So we've got that one. And that'll probably get more than 119. I might go for 200. I want to see some good progress on some of these pieces. And then we had to find something. We had to stitch 300 pieces in a hat with a hat. Because Remy wears, there's all hats in the movie. So we're going to work on winter chores, because this little child here is wearing a hat and the father is wearing a hat. So this piece will get approximately 300 stitches. And then we have to stitch on something that has to do with when Remy's in the sewer, he passes interesting scenes. Some of the scenes are the dinner party with an artist waiting, using a still life for a life painting. A couple fighting, an apartment with a barking dog. So you need to put 500 stitches into that, and that piece, 500 pieces, will be my sporting pups. This will get the 500 stitches for this one. And then another one, a rat with pink ears and paws, is Remy. So, and Luigi has red hair, so we need to put in 100 stitches for red, gray, and pink. So Elmo will get more red stitches. I'm not sure what gray is going to be yet, or pink. I'll have to look at my projects and see if I have anything that fits gray or pink. And then we have to do a whip that we haven't touched in a year. And what you see here is pretty much what I have for whips. So we were able to do a whip that we haven't touched in a month, or 2 months. If you haven't touched it in a year, what's the one you haven't touched? And that's going to be the temperature chart for 2020. And that one is, each month is written out, and each letter of the month is then split into sections. So January has 31, no, not calculator. January has 31, so January has 31 spaces, and in those spaces, the way I started it is I have it right here. Wasn't going to show, but I did 500 stitches in it for this particular, for this prompt already for the month. So you might see it again. This is just on 28 count. 1 over 1. So this is the way, so I had, for this prompt, I had finished out February and I'd started April. So what I started with is doing the low temperature and the high temperature. But now I'm thinking, do I really want to do high and low for the whole entire year? Or do I want to change it up and just fill in each of these sections? So this is 1, 2, January 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th. Do I want to pick out all the lows and make it just the high color for the day? Or continue and divide each section into the low and the high. Some of them you kind of can't see, like this N here. There is 2 different colors. It's like a bright blue and a lighter blue, like a purpley blue, because the highs and low were so close together that day. And then each month's going to have a little motif that I'll design up, a little motif to put at the end of each month. So January had 2020. February, hang on, I'm stuck. Magnet stuck to my watch. Oh, goodness gracious. Hang on. Okay, there we go. February down here, trying to decide if I want to do hearts or put in something special for my mom, because in February 2017 is when my mom passed away. So I might do some purple hearts because purple's her color. I don't know. We'll see what I think about. That's why I didn't continue. There's, I think, another month going down this way. Let me check on the chart here. Yeah, September goes across the bottom. So September would start over here and go across. But I was like, I don't know how big. It's not going to be super, it's not going to be super large of a motif. So there'll be motif here. There'll be a motif at the end of April. Every month I'll have a different motif. So, even though this is what it will supposed to be the end when it's completely done, mine are going to be a little more spaced out because, like I said, over here I know January is 2020, so December will get pushed over, and then April will be a little piece here, which will make, everything will end up being pushed and pushed, which is fine. I may have to put something, figure out how to work it so that, all the pieces line up, or, maybe just make some ziggles, wiggles, or zigzags, or, swiggles, or whatever in the middle to fill some spaces, to make it completely even. But hey, it's my piece and it's the way I want it, so make each piece your own any way you that you feel is necessary to make it your own. Make them your own, whether that be changing the color, whether that be designing something else to put in there because you don't like a specific design of it but you like the overall look of it. It's yours, so yeah, this has been fun. I had to do 500 stitches on this one for that prompt for the month of November. So we got the 500 for this one. This will probably get worked on again. It's just do the rest of April, figure out my motifs for the rest of the months, and then we'll go from there and figure out what the colors are. So I would like to ask you guys for a little help. What would you like me on the temperature chart? Would you like to see the spaces filled in for the highs and lows like I've been currently doing? Well, like I did in January. I stopped. Go figure. but I have most of the months saved in my phone, for the highs and lows for those months, so I can go back and look at them, and figure out and put in the stitches according to that color. Or would you like to see them as a solid color of the high, for that day of the month? So just let me know in the comments below. Temperature chart, high and low, or temperature chart, just the high. So yeah, those are what I worked on in October. Those are my plans for November. Like I said, right now, just the one start, the Quick Stitch a Stitch in Time holiday. Hopefully there'll be no more starts, because I have enough stuff already, and I don't need any more starts. I finished one piece, like I said, the model stitch for stitching jewels, and we'll see how much progress I get from now until the end of November. So I will be doing a couple little how I do things versions. How I do the blanket stitch is one. That's how I've stitched the sides of some of my pieces, to keep them from fraying, because I don't have a serger on my sewing machine. And in order for me to use my sewing machine, I gotta take it out, unbox, take it out from the tote, set it up, put it away when I'm done. I don't have a designated craft area. So it's just a lot of work for me to pull it out and, serge up a small piece of fabric. And like I said, I don't have a serger on it. So I just do the blanket stitch by hand on all my pieces. The Game of Thrones one has my blanket stitch, but it's in yellow. I don't know if you guys can see the yellow. Oh, there you go. That's my blanket stitch. I do that on all my pieces that I don't have professionally done when I buy them. Well, not professionally done, but done by the store or the dyer. So, yeah. And then I'll have another Stitch With Me coming out in a couple weeks. I kind of like that, doing a Stitch With Me the second week. So it'll be, this will come out this week. I might do the blanket stitch next week, and then do the Stitch With Me, and then do something else the following week, and then in December we'll start all over again with the regular Flosstube update video, and we'll go from there. So with that, that's everything I have for you guys today, and I hope that everybody has a safe Tuesday. You do what you need to do today, and we continue on our days just like any other normal day after, and enjoy those stitches, and I'll see you guys next time. Alright, thanks guys, bye.